Hey, sixth grade. In today's lesson, we are going to cover two learning goals. So make sure you have your math binder so you are all ready to take notes. So, today's learning goals. Today I will. Number one, use the associative and commutative properties. Those are goofy words and they get me tongue-tied every time. And your second there we go, is so that I will simplify algebraic expressions. So make sure you get those in your notes. You also have several vocabulary words today too. You're going to need to hit pause quite a bit so you can get all of this in your notes. So your first vocabulary word is simplify, which means you use rules to rewrite algebraic expressions as simply as possible. Nothing too crazy. You guys already know how to simplify from all of the work we've done with fractions and things like that. So simplifying algebraic expressions, you guys should have no problem with that. Your second vocabulary word is like terms. And that is when two or more terms in your algebraic expression that have the same variable. So like terms are two or more terms that have the same variable. The commutative property is the order in which you add or multiply, and it does not affect the sum or the product. And your very last vocabulary word for today is associative property. And that is when changing the grouping symbols of terms does not change the sum or the product. So make sure you hit pause so you can get everything that's on this screen in your notes because you are going to need it. So let's go on ahead and simplify several algebraic expressions together. And then you will have a few that you need to do on your own. So here we go. First one we're going to do is 3x plus 2, close the parentheses, plus 2x plus 1. Well, in both sets of parentheses, we have a number times an x and a number times an x. Those are like terms, so we can combine 3x and the 2x. And then the 2 and the 1, we can just add those together because those are also like terms. So when we add it together, we wind up with 5x plus 3. All right, another one is, that was not a good looking parenthesis. Another one is 3x plus 2 plus 4y plus 3. Well, let's see here. What all can we put together here? Well, there's an x on this side, but a y on the other. So those aren't like terms. But we do have a 2 and a 3 with no variable with it. So let's see. We could do 3x plus 2 and then add the 3 plus 3 plus 4y. This one we can't do too much with. So we have 3x plus 5 plus 4y. So far, so good? Okay. Well, let's try one with a fraction in it, see if that is still possible. We have 3/4 x plus 2 plus 3/4 x. All right, so we have here an x and an x, so we know we can combine 3/4 x and 3/4 x, and then there's a 2 and nothing else over here. So 3/4 x plus 2, add that all together, we wind up with 6/4 x plus 2. Now, from all that time we spent working on fractions, we can tell that we need to simplify this 6/4. And 2 goes into both 6 and 4. I'm going to have to come over here, though, for some space. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 goes into 4 2 times. Keep that x there, plus 2. And that is as far as we can simplify that one. All right, here's a couple of them for you to do in your notes. I have 3 problems for you to do. One of them's a little tricky because you might not actually be able to simplify anything. So you'll have to keep your eyes open for that one. So we have 3x plus 2 plus 5x. So simplify that one. Then there's 4y plus 3 plus 5x. And then your third problem, I guess I can number these for you. 1, 2, 3. Your third problem is, I'm going to get a little frisky here and get out some decimals. 16.2x plus 4.1 plus 10.4x minus 2. So, go on ahead and pause that and simplify these expressions. Okay, so here's a little bit more that you need to get in your notes. We have the commutative property of addition for any number. So basically that means if you add a plus b, it will equal b plus a. No matter what order you put those numbers in, you'll still get the same sum. Changing the order does not change the sum. So 9 plus 6 would be equal to 6 plus 9. Oh goodness. 72 plus 3 would be equal to 3 plus 72. No matter what order you put the numbers in, you will still come up with the same sum. And it's very similar to the commutative property of multiplication. It's just that you're obviously going to be multiplying. So we have a times b will equal b times a. And so if you put numbers in for your a's and your b's, 19 times 4 will equal the exact same thing as 4 times 19. Just because you changed your numbers around on one side of the equal sign to the other, it does not change your answer. Let's try another one. 7 times 3, that equals 21. And 3 times 7 also equals 21. So you can change the numbers around, but they will still equal the same thing on both sides of the equal sign. Okay, and now to the associative property of addition. And once again, changing the order does not change the sum. So if you had little parentheses, and make sure you get all this in your notes. Whoops, that should be an addition sign. A plus B plus C also equals A plus B plus C. So changing the order of the numbers, the letters, doesn't change the sum. So if you have, let's put some actual numbers in there. 4 plus 3 plus 2 will equal the same thing as 4 plus 3 plus 2. Or, another example to get in your notes, 97 plus 3 plus 5 also equals 97 plus 3 plus 5. You're going to have to hit pause so you get all that in your notes. There's also the associative property of multiplication, when, once again, changing the order does not change the product. And make sure you get all of this in your notes. So, how we could show that is A times B times C equals A times B times C. You will come up with the same product both times. So, to put in some numbers, we could have 3 times 4 times 2 equals 3 times 4 times 2. Another example, 19 times 4 times 5 also equals 19 times 4 times 5. All right, so make sure you got all of that in your notes. In 6th grade, I know that that was a lot. So get it all in there, hit pause, hit rewind, do whatever you got to do to make sure you get all of that, and I'll see you all in class.